Strength. It's a word that society often equates with control, independence, and self-reliance. We're told to hold it all together, to strive harder, and to prove we can handle everything on our own. But what if real strength is found in the places where we let go, the places where we surrender? What if strength is not about holding on, but about giving up and trusting God with the pieces we cannot fix ourselves? Today, I want to take us to a powerful truth in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, where the Apostle Paul writes, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." Paul understood something that seems counterintuitive to our culture. God's strength is revealed most perfectly not in our capabilities, but in our surrender. You see, Paul had what he referred to as a thorn in the flesh, a burden he pleaded with the Lord to remove. We don't know exactly what that thorn was, but Paul's struggle is so relatable. I'm sure you, like me, can think of situations that feel insurmountable, things you've prayed God would take away or resolve, but they remain. It's in these places where God invited Paul, not to strive harder, but to lean into grace. God didn't remove the thorn, but he reminded Paul that his grace would always be enough. And it's through those very weak places, those places of surrender, that God's power shines the brightest. I want to share a personal story with you. A few years ago, I faced a season of life that was completely beyond my control. A loved one was battling a serious illness, and no matter how desperately I wanted to fix the situation or how hard I prayed, the circumstances didn't change overnight. I remember breaking down one night, crying out, "God, I can't do this anymore." And in that moment of complete surrender, a quiet peace filled the room. It wasn't because the storm around me had ceased, but because I felt God making this truth personal. My grace is sufficient for you. Friends, surrender isn't about giving up, it's about giving over. It's about laying down what we're clinging to and putting it in God's capable hands. It's trusting that He loves us enough to carry what's too heavy for us and to fill our emptiness with His power. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 29 tells us, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." This is not just a nice saying, it's a promise. When we come to the end of ourselves, God is waiting to begin. Think about Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. On the night He was betrayed, He prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." Luke chapter 22 verse 42. Jesus, fully human, felt the weight of surrender. And yet, in that act of letting go, the greatest display of strength was revealed, the strength to go to the cross for you and me. What would it look like for you to echo that prayer? To say, "God, not my will, but yours"? It doesn't mean that surrender will be easy. It wasn't for Paul, and it wasn't for Jesus. But it does mean we don't have to carry it alone. Surrender positions us to experience God's power in ways we never could on our own. It's not a single moment, it's a daily rhythm of trust. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 through 6 invites us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Notice that the promise of direction and clarity comes after we choose to surrender, when we stop striving on our own understanding and submit our ways to Him. So today, I challenge you to take inventory of your heart. What are you holding on to so tightly that it's weighing you down? Is it a relationship you're trying to fix, a future you're trying to control, or a failure you can't seem to let go of? Surrender isn't a sign of weakness. It's an invitation to let God do what only He can. Remember, strength begins where surrender starts. Let go, and let Him fill you with His grace and power.